Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everyone this morning? I brought my sidekick on with me this morning to do my show. This is Thursday's Business and Career Tips. Thursday's Business and Career Tips. And basically, I made an announcement on Facebook that I was truly wanting to do a morning show, not so much 5 days a week, but at least 3 days a week. And I wanted to have a different topic every week, every show for every day. And I decided to go ahead and give my little lineup uh, different names. And so on Tuesdays, we are doing Tech Tuesdays with Trina. Wednesdays, we're doing Wednesdays Women webinars. And yesterday was a great show. I woke up probably Monday, Tuesday, both in the middle of the night with this great idea. And I created Circle of Success for Women. And so it's a series, probably like 8 to 12 shows that are dedicated to women and becoming successful in their circle. And so I'm going to be giving a lot of tips and homework assignments and exercises that will allow you to go within yourself and determine in the forefront what your assets are, what your liabilities are. I created something called the SWAT, SWAT. Most people are familiar with the SWOT, which is SWOT, yes, for business. So I developed the SWOT, which is looking at your strengths, your values, your worth, and of course, any threats that or assets, I'm sorry, that are in the way of getting you to where you need to be. And so we're going to be talking about that. I think that this whole Circle of Success series is going to, you got to meet Rick, is going to allow us to define ourselves. Let me just mute Rick since okay. We had that echo. Apologize for that. So it'll allow us to define ourselves in terms of, who we are as women, where we're going, what we have always prioritized in our lives, such as our families and our careers, and kind of forgot about ourselves. So we're going to be developing a lot of kind of resources for our own self so that we can be better at what we do, what we already do, because we're good at a lot of things. And so we need to be better at ourselves in terms of just, looking out for ourselves so that we can last a lot longer for the things that we really want to do that include our family, friends, and careers and our businesses. So look forward to that every single Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 10:30. These are going to be short broadcasts. I'm not trying to do a whole lot or cover a whole vast majority of anything. I just want to bring out some really good, important points and, get people to thinking about what they need to do, but, in reference to the actual subject. So I'm going to take my speaker off, Rick's.
Like, how's it going for you? Because, like, the mere fact, I can hear the back echo, Trina. What you do? But anyway.
Oh, you gotta take your earphones off. We're off the earphones.
Like, how's it going for earphones now?
Yeah.
Like, the mere fact,
all right,
I can
good.
hear the back echo. Okay. Well, like, what I like to do, like, we should start something up. I should start something up for like men, but
you should. I've been trying to tell you to do that.
Catching on? I mean, like, is it really worth it? I mean, do you get like maybe like 400 or 500 views, or what's your goal?
Well, the views. Well, when we were doing our show, we were definitely, we had a strong following, and we kind of stopped at Christmas time last year, and we were planning to start back up right after the holidays, and we kind of were, we were popping in and out, and we got a little bit sluggish with it. And the next thing you know, this pandemic happens. And then, so during the beginning stages of the pandemic, I was thinking, I really want to, get back on the show. We talked about it. Yeah. We talked about it a couple of times. And turns out that, the pandemic starts, and then we really didn't get a chance to get started. Because remember, we wanted to do a show where we play music, and we're still going to do this. I think we really need to still do it. Our concept.
I like your draw too with the music.
Yeah, with the music, and just talking about what's going on. Sort of like, and maybe we will use our Thursdays platform between 10 and 10:30 to actually do that, in addition to talking about career and business tips. So we'll this is going to merge into that. I kind of feel it right now while we're talking.
Right.
So, and we will be committed to that 10 o'clock hour or half hour every Thursday. So we'll start doing that. And then, you've been playing around with your music and bringing it in, so we can get a couple little hits in there, and it'll be nice. Maybe we'll expand it to an hour, but for right now we'll do 30 minutes.
Half an hour.
Yeah, I like 30 minutes because you're in and out. Right.
You know what I mean? And do other things. But the hours is not that bad anyway. It's not as bad. So I heard you were doing like a 3-hour show with somebody.
Yeah, I do. I have an hour in a show called Lisa Diane and Friends. That actually comes on Wednesdays from 3 to 6. And I actually open with the other ladies in the broadcast, and then I come on in the last hour doing technology. I'm actually not so much technology, but just technology, because we featured
a lot of girl talk going on, huh?
No. I don't want that for my hour. My hour is specifically
facts.
Yeah. I couldn't even get it out. Specifically about education and getting people, and I want them, like we featured Virbela, which is the next greatest online platform that's coming down the pike with. I mean, it's just awesome.
I've been messing around with that too, and it's just so many attributes that come to that. Just like if you have any type of imagination, or you can expound upon it tremendously.
Exactly. And in that hour, we do, I do a lot of educational. We had a phenomenal guest on yesterday, who she's actually wrote a couple of books, and she's doing training, and she's doing a live show. Her name is Angel Livis, and she was just excellent. So I actually will, have a guest on in that hour, as well as the second hour, half hour, be giving you a lot of valuable information. So I'm, involved in a lot of projects right now. And the one with Lisa Diane and Friends is totally different from what I do. Someone asked me, well, is, what you've been doing different? How different is it from the show that you do with Lisa Diane and Friends? And what I'm doing with my Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday platforms is something that I've always done. I mean, we started out in radio back in the early, about mid 80s. And then it went to television in the 90s, where you and I, and even my son and special guests, we did a live a television program where we did demos. And so this is always something that we've done. It's not brand new. We've been doing it for years. And if you read that article on my Facebook page, you'll see the history. I don't want to go through it, but we have a history of doing this. And the reason for the history and dedicating time to this is so that we can educate people on all different facets of education, business, and careers. And so we just have consistently wanted to do this. We've never gotten paid to do it. Every show we've ever done, it was at our own expense. Even when we did television, which is expensive, when we moved from television to radio, that was expensive as well. And it's always been an expense out of our pocket. And we've enjoyed doing it because not only is it a great marketing tool, but it's also an informational tool to get people the knowledge that they may need for their careers, their business, and just even in an individual basis. I do an Ask Trina column, and we just pretty much answer questions. And then you, Rick, you have your column that you do live, T-Bird Live with Rick Z, where you talk about controversial subjects. Because as I'm doing right now, I tend to take over the show.
No, like right now,
And I wanted you to have your
I
own platform.
do a lot of stuff before I'm trying to ease into it before
Stephanie McCall.
Before I go into
I'm doing my
like
show.
the
What's up?
real depth piece of it. Whereas like right now,
I'm doing my show. What's up?
I want to do something that's more or less a little bit more subtle, that like really like affects everybody. And like I'm talking about wellness. Are you really actually taking care of yourself? That's where I like to go at, and I like to you know, more or less get like a men's point of view. You know what I mean, from that. Whereas like right now, you know, men like we tend to be strong, you know, rah rah, and not really looking at ourselves.
That's good.
For like what we really are and what we really do. I mean, we let a lot of things go by, like not affect us or you know what have you. But you got to bring your whole from within, and I mean like your wellness. You got to be well before you can help somebody else who's not well. And as men, we tend to do that. We tend to more or less, you know, put our feelings aside and like, you know, go with at hand. But that's a different story. But I don't want to get, you know, more deep.
Yeah, because I would love to give a woman's perspective on that.
No, because I don't want to take up all the bandwidth. So.
Yeah, well that would take a lot of bandwidth, because you know. I don't know men who put their feelings aside.
Hold on, man, I can go deep now.
I know you can.
You know,
but we're gonna go on your show and do that.
With your soul now, you gotta get down your soul.
I love the challenge, but I want to do it on your platform. Okay, so when you get to that Rick Z live with Rick Z, please invite me as a guest because I want to just. Yep. How about you? I love it. I'm in. Just let me know when you're doing it, and I'll bring that women's perspective and talk about, you know, because I mean that's a good topic. It's a good topic to talk about because men don't always understand how women feel about things, and then women don't understand always about how men. And so that's why we're so different. And so when we come together, we have to figure out how to do this.
How to compromise.
Right, and come together.
For compromisation.
And some of us have learned because years have made us learn, and some of us knew it from the beginning.
Right, time. But we're not going to say which is which. We're not going to do
that. And you know what? It's so funny that we're doing this because one of the things that people liked about our show when we did it on radio and on TV in New Jersey live and locally, people liked the camaraderie between the two of us, how we could, you know, like kind of get each other, put our digs in and keep it going in a fun way.
Mine be factual now.
Oh, factual digs.
Factual. What do you mean?
Factual subtle digs. So, you know, definitely, I'll let you be on my Thursday show, which is Thursday's Business and Career Tips. So we'll take the first 15 minutes and do a Kathy Lee and what was the guy? Regis and Kathy Lee 15-minute segment, and then we'll get into the last 15 minutes about the specific subject. And I think that'll be a great format, Rick. So I invite you to become a permanent co-host on my Thursday's Business and Career Tips every Thursday at 10 a.m. to 10:30. And so you got a minute left to try to put a dig in or a comment or a fact.
Well, like before we go any further, I have to discuss it with my lawyer. Get the paperwork together because I'm not doing it. I need some ratables. I'll tell you.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want me to sue you. I mean, we have been married for since 1979.
No, you got a lot of assets.
79.
I'm looking over across the fence. You got a lot of assets over there.
Yeah, well, if you look at that picture, you can see my desk is full. I can't really see your desk from here.
Is full too.
Yeah, right. My desk is bigger than your desk.
Okay.
And if my desk is bigger than your desk, that means I'm doing a whole lot more tasks. But
no, well, hold up. I see a lot of people, a lot of dignitaries, their desk is clean. So
Well, yeah, that means they're not doing a daggone thing.
Yeah, right.
You know?
But anyway, go
Cray,
ahead.
cray. All right. I'm just gonna do like a brief subject of virtual events. And I'm probably going to talk more in depth about this on my other broadcast with Lisa Diane and friends. But I wanted to we had 2 guests on the last 2 weeks, and each one of those guests were so dynamic that it spilled over into that half hour. But I wanted to get this information out there about virtual events, and I want people to actually get knowledgeable and experience in doing virtual events. And it may not be that you're actually the host of it, but you definitely need to understand how these things work, because every company is using this format to communicate with their clients, their vendors, everybody. And so this is like knowing how to pick up the phone and call somebody back in the 1940s or 50s, and then fast forward to the 1980s and 90s, being able to get on the internet and search for different information, or the internet became our yellow pages.
Matter of fact, it's replacing it now.
It is. It's replacing the phone.
It's fading out very, very rapidly. So if you don't jump on board with this, you're gonna be left behind.
And I shouldn't say it's replacing the phone. It's actually replacing in-person events. And so virtual has become the new norm. Now, I've told people back in 2016, when I decided to take the company 100% online for many reasons, I was working on trying to get my 12-week Monday through Thursday training programs in an online platform that would benefit the student as well as the instructor, and obviously continue to build the brand T-Bird. And basically, between 2016 and now, it actually, I perfected it. And I'm excited. I was excited after the first year to get that success. And it ended up T-Bird. Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Basically, between 2000.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I hit the wrong button.
But you're right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it seems like you were like more or less ahead of the game.
Ahead of the game, not realizing that this pandemic was coming.
For 3 years strong, because even though a lot of colleges, a lot of prominent Ivy League colleges, they already had this in place, but
in 2016,
on like the lowest, not on the lowest end, but like the beginning edge, it was start that wheel was beginning to turn. But like right now, I'm glad you jumped on board, because a lot of people are scrambling now. A lot of public schools still haven't announced, their plan, their online plan, because they weren't even really thinking about it, and they've been in that technology realm forever.
And you know what? I actually am I'm gonna be doing something for teachers and school districts. A lot of people know that I was a school board member for years in Pleasantville, and I've got that knowledge of how that whole system works. I've run my own school for all these years. And so I want to put together some type of resources for teachers who are transitioning, because I did find out that New Jersey is 100% online for this, I believe, up until December. And so I know that there's a lot of teachers who are possibly having some difficulties with getting, getting this to be perfect, the perfection of it. Mm-hmm. And so I want to help, because, we've always been the company that, always gave back to our community.
Always been charitable.
Yeah, always.
Donating this, donating that. But now again, like you're doing it again. You're like donating your time so that people can get up online, because this is key.
It is.
You don't know how valuable it is to be like Verse with this technology piece, and it's going to even grow even that much bigger.
It is, and it's not going anywhere. So you can't have the mindset, okay, well, I'll get through this now, and then next year, we'll be back to normal. No, in fact, I hope we never go back to normal, because normal wasn't good for everyone in the country, or everyone globally. It was the back to normal was good for certain people, and that's why we've got this crazy explosion going on in the world, because things have just come to a head. And so we got to look at new ways of doing things. We can't do things. I mean, the school district was hundreds of years old. Nothing really changed in the actual structure, and then they expect these kids to come out being able to compete globally, and they can't. Well,
Right.
now this new virtual world is forcing the school districts to change the way that they do things, and it's time for a change. It's time that our students can graduate from high school and have some skills to get a really good job if they can't afford to go to college or they don't want to go to college. I've been doing private vocational school for years. We opened our school as an approved in 1990, and basically, you've got people coming in to this day that don't have current computer skills. How is that?
Yeah, but you're
The
right.
computer industry is 40 years old.
Yeah, but I think too. I think we're on the right page. It does level the playing field as far as people jumping on board now, because like before that realm was so
You
high
had
up.
that digital divide.
Right. Yeah. And like right
Digital.
now, this is like lowering it now. So now's the time to jump in, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't thought about it, think about it more. You might not even want to get free. You may want to go to school, but the mere fact, you have to get it now.
Yes, and teachers, put your guard down in terms of you thinking that only a person with a master's or a doctorate degree can teach you about this technology. Get rid of that, because you got 10-year-olds that can do 10 times better than some of your
10 times
teachers when
better
it
than
comes to
me.
this technology. So
Especially like if you look at what's happening, like our grandson, he's almost a gamer now, a full-fledged gamer, and that's all that is coding with your keyboard. That's all that he's doing. He's putting in codings, and right now,
and he's 11 years old.
right. I was reading an article, and he was they can make some big money online.
He made 11-year-old made what was it, $1,000 or $100?
No, it was $100.
He made $100 playing a game.
I think like the second player was like 1,000.
The first player was 1,000.
No, like that was 2,000.
It was 2,000. Well, he was in like what?
100. He came in fifth or sixth.
Fifth place, yeah.
Yeah, but still, he's getting it.
And he only started this summer. He only started it like about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So imagine.
And you know that this has been going on for 3 or 4 years, and we didn't even know anything about it. He brought us, as 11-year-old, he brought us into the game.
Exactly.
He brought us,
and they're building their own avatars. We did a show on Lisa Diane and Friends 2 weeks ago about avatars, and Lisa was like, I was going to do it as the opening show when we started Lisa Diane and Friends, and she was under the impression, oh, this is, people don't know anything about it. Should we really open up? Yeah, we should open up, because people need to know about it. People need to understand where this technology is going. Is it going, in places we don't want it to go? Absolutely. Well, so did, prohibition. So did the drug game. We've got all these vices around us, but these are educational vices, and we need our kids to be well equipped to compete globally. We are not the #1 country in many aspects. So we have to quit believing that we are the best at everything. We have to be the best at everything, and we have to be the best. And we got to, invest in our kids. We got to make sure that they got these new 22nd century tools, because that's where it's going. That's exactly where it is right now. And then you got all this future things that are coming up. So I can't say how important it is for teachers to get on board with this new technology, so you can be more effective in not only encouraging our kids to go from that gaming world to designing apps, creating games, opposed to just being a player, winning money. And that's okay, because I like the idea that my grandson is earning money at 11 years old for something that he really likes, enjoys doing, and it's fun. He's online with all his friends. These kids aren't really missing a beat, because they're on with each other every single day on their Xbox, on their Facebook, on
they're
iPhone. Yeah, they're talking.
right,
They're communicating.
in like communication 24/7 almost because like what since like school's been out and he's been going to he's been going to bed 1, 2 in the morning only because
He's up
they're
practicing.
still playing the game.
And they're practicing.
Yeah.
And they can earn money. Also, he starts school, which is he's down. We're down in the DC metro area, and they are 100% online as well. And so I'm anxious to see and observe what they're doing in the classroom because his school was well ahead of the game. When they went virtual, everything was in place. They
when
jumped
they
on it
stopped
24
going to
hours.
school
Yeah,
The next week,
they were up.
they were delivering laptops to the students and getting their programming online to connect. So I don't even think that they really even like missed a beat.
They didn't.
Right? They must have had.
They didn't. They had the foresight. Well, they were already doing a lot of online things.
Yeah,
so it was a quick transition to just go into it full time.
Right.
And on top of that, their whole communication with the parents is all online. You know, they don't even send them homework assignments. The parent gets the homework assignment through email, and then the parent is responsible for printing it off, or the kid, and doing their assignments. So they were already there. So I'm anxious to see where they're at in this semester. Exactly. And so, you know, New Jerseyans, Pleasantville, Atlantic County, you know, Atlantic City, you know, this is an opportunity to make your kids shine in a way that they will not be, their future will not be determined by where they live or what they look like. It'll be about their skills, because this virtual world that we exist in now, it's about green. It's about how much money you can make a company based on your skills. So get away from the mindset of the old traditional way of, you know, running your classroom. You got to get on board with these virtual apps and softwares and programs and anything that you can do to become more creative and make your students become more engaged, pay attention, and then go out. I can't for the life of me understand why some, you know, down here in the Maryland area, they had free television. You turn on they dedicated a channel, and so different teachers will be getting on every single day in that change of hours. And if your school district needs that component, you go turn on the television, and the kid still gets the training if their internet's down or their computer's not working. They got measures in place down here to make sure every kid is learning. We need that in New Jersey.
We had that before through Samuel's communication, but when Comcast came,
they stopped it.
They did away with all.
But Comcast is back doing it because of the pandemic. So, you know, superintendents out there in Atlantic County, call the Xfinity Corporation or Comcast and find out. Right. And you got that. What's the guy in Atlantic City? He's always on top of things too. Is it Kason? He does the television programming.
Oh yeah, Derek Kason.
Is that yeah. I mean, he's got that studio and all that state-of-art equipment. I reached out to him. I'll reach out to him again, because, you know, we can put together something that's great for the teachers to actually go in, you know, be able to log into or turn on and get all the resources that they need so they can implement them using their old school format.
Idea right there.
But right, yeah, and I did reach out to him.
He's just so busy.
Well, he had to do some things, and he's got a lot of nonprofit things that he's doing. But I'm gonna still reach out to him and talk to him about doing, you know, collaborations and, you know, getting the resources to the parents and the teachers. The parents are key too, because they know they need. Rick Kason, I got his number. The parents need to be involved in this as well. They're forced to being involved in it, but you can make a change too, because now you can learn about this as well for your job or your next job that you plan to get, because you're only making minimum wage, and now you've been exposed to this and you like it, and now you can expand yourself to get these new skills so that you can now do your own thing and expand yourself. There's so many opportunities to start a small business. There's so many opportunities now to create your own career path. I can't tell you. Everybody, it's a sad time. God bless the souls of the people who have perished in this horrible, horrible situations and the families that are affected by it. We have a special place in our heart for those people, those families, those individuals, those children, the moms and all of that. But at the same time, we still have to make sure that we continue to grow with what we have. And we got to look at the upside of this. And the upside is that now that everything has been turned upside down, we can create a new normal and we can create our own past and we can help other people come along with it, like our school districts and our teachers, our administrators. Most of the administrators are old school. They got to get on board with this. This is not, last year. This is not 2 years ago. This is today with a pandemic and everything changing. So you got to put on your creativity hats, your thinking hats, and, those doctorates and those master's degrees didn't teach you about how to do this stuff. So you got to learn from the people who know how to do it. And you got to respect their knowledge and their experience and the fact that they are willing to come to the table and assist you. So for every superintendent, every school board president out there, every principal, get a hold of somebody that knows this virtual world, knows how to do this business of educating people in a different format. And, some may volunteer and some you may have to pay. But you got to change your mindset and get on board. I compel you to reach out to those who know what they're doing and get them. Now, some may listen to this and say, oh, she's just trying to get business. Well, you know what? I don't care what you think, because you are the person that always said that about me and Rick, because we were always trying to do something to help people. And so I don't care what you think. What I do care about is the kids in our community all over the country who need this guidance so that they can look at their future and say, okay, I got somewhere I'm going. I know I can get there because I'm getting these tools right now, whether you be 11 years old, 15, or about to enter college. Because my 11-year-old grandson, we've been teaching him in this downtime about business, finances, and how you got to maneuver stocks. My son even has him doing a law book so he can learn about the law.
So he can help me out.
Yes, and so in business and in personal life. I mean, this is a great time to take advantage of all this downtown time and do something with it, opposed to just sitting around saying, oh, what are we going to do? We got a lot we can get done. So
all right, Trina, thank you for
I was preaching. I'm sorry. I took up.
Like, wow.
I was doing a roll.
But at any rate, that's good, and you need to get that out there because, like, in fact, let's just face it, like this virtual events, this virtual world that we live in now, it's like unacceptable not to have those skills. It really is.
It is, and I still didn't get to this. I'll probably do this on Tech Tuesdays. So next Tuesday, I'll do the actual broadcast for virtual events.
Right, you can add some more slides, maybe.
Oh, I got enough slides. I want to tell people that this virtual world can make you money. That's
the other end of that.
Exactly.
Not saying that we're doing it for that. We want to bring other people aboard from like the more fundamental level so that you can.
We want to teach you how,
like all those jobs that are out there. And they are out there. And some of them are virtual. But you got to, hold up. How many people don't know how to fill out an application online? I seen some guy, he was stumbling through there. I don't know where he was from, but he was trying to get on track as far as filling out that application online. I think it was at CVS, how they have like the little, kiosk back there, and you go in and I'm just filling it out, and he was stumbling a little bit, and he had to get like the clerk to come back and help him navigate through. But like, still, man, you got to get on board.
And you got a lot of people that are hurting for money. They may be working, but they only may be getting 20 hours. They also may not be working, and they're looking to, for their little side hustle. Right. So, I mean, virtually, I tell people, even if you were a casino dealer, because that's mostly what we deal with when they come through the T-Birth Center wanting to get new career skills. They have worked in a casino, and their jobs got cut, and they're looking for a new career. and they think that the last 10, 15, 20 years, pretty much are not going to be useful for where they're going. But I can't tell you how wrong you are. You have strong customer service skills, dealing with the people and the public. You have management and supervisory skills, because if you've been there 15, 20 years, you progressed in some level to upper management. And even if you didn't, you were around managers and supervisors that whole time. So you naturally picked up on some of those attributes and assets. And so all of those kinds of skills can be utilized for any industry. I always tell people, especially people starting their own business, oh, it's different now. It's, some things are never going to change. And the foundation of building a business is never going to change. There's certain core components that you need in order for the business to be productive. And so those are the things that are being taught. But then you add on all of these additional resources that are available to expand and expound your business. And those all come together to make a great product, a great brand. And so whatever you did for 20 years in the casino is only a great ingredient for where you're going in the future.
What you have is a great advantage, or a skill set that you possess.
You know how many people have a business and they don't know how to deal with people? Somebody comes in the office and they can't, deal with them. They're irate, and they get into a fight, or they cuss them out, and then they go out into the community and they tell everybody that they know how much they don't like your company and what you did and all that, opposed to smiling on the face, and then they come out and they come away like, wow, I know I deserve to be, probably hit in the face, but they didn't do that. They treated me with the utmost respect. That person gonna go tell everybody how great you are. So you gotta really have strong, good communication skills and be able to deal with people. Guess what you did the whole time you were a dealer? I heard those stories where people spit on you and threw stuff at you, and you couldn't react. And that was a lesson. That was you being taught how to control your environment, opposed to becoming out of control, which a lot of people that have become out of control are in the grave or in jail.
Right. So a lot of those things that you talk about a lot of people, they talk about soft skills. If you know how to master the soft skills, there's a lot of courses that are out there, free courses. It can get into like a more or less like deaf, or like you can like more or less take the course and like understanding what you were doing all along and not really knowing that you were doing it.
Exactly. Okay. So when we do this show, Thursdays, career and business tips, these are the types of tips that we're going to be bringing to you. Things that are going to take you into a mindset of thinking more about what it is that you need to accomplish, what is out there for you that you didn't know about, opportunities for jobs, for businesses, startups. We're just gonna, be bringing, and I know we're not gonna be sticking to a half hour, even though we're trying it because we're already over it now.
Right now.
But
once you get on there, once you get on your stool train, it's hard for you to.
Well, when I gotta share it with you, if I were doing it myself, I'd have been done because I'd have been tired of talking in 30 minutes. But because we have that interaction and we're both talking, it's you spark something that I want to say after you speak, and it kind of grows into an hour. But some days we'll keep it on.
I'm glad I'm there. I'm glad I'm there to assist you, but you got to stick to that half an hour, wavelength. But like it's good. Information. What are you doing now?
I popped that 30. This.
Beep, 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 beep. We definitely over.
Yeah, we over. That tells you that you're over. But I enjoyed doing it. It was our first edition of Thursdays with career and business tips, featuring Mr. Rick Bird as my guest, but now my co-host.
No, I'll be your guest.
It depends. If I'm liking you, you'll be my guest, my co-host. If I'm not liking you that day, you're gonna be my guest.
I don't know, but all right, okay, we can go with that. Like sometimes I might come, I might be in a raw. You know what I mean? So
Well, I don't want you to forget your topic on your show, because I definitely want to be there for that one. And I want to have at least another woman and another male perspective. So when you do the next, I know you got your guests lined up for that, for other
Mhm.
shows, but maybe they'll be willing to do it with this topic that we just discussed, about how patient men are and all you guys attributes and
Right.
how women deal with
Right.
that.
Like all about humbleness that comes
Yeah.
into play, all that.
So I can't wait for that show,
I
and
know you can't.
hopefully it'll be. I think it's tomorrow, correct? Tomorrow evening.
No, I think tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow's Friday, though. I thought your show was on Fridays.
No, that's I think that's Fast Food Friday.
Oh, fast. Oh, okay. All right. Well, when you do your
I'll let you know.
yeah, you let me
You gonna
know.
get the invite.
I'm gonna remind you because
You
I'm
gonna get the
excited.
invite. Don't worry about it.
I might like
got you.
allocate my time to
I
you
got
and
you back.
bring have your guests come on this platform in my time slot so we can, because I'm anxious to have that. I think that's great. You don't see any shows on there where you got two couples just like giving out that powerful information, a woman's perspective versus the man's perspective, and then having two men and two women talk about it, and then just I can't wait. I'm excited about that. I was excited about my circle of success for women only, and now I'm excited about this broadcast that you're going to do, Rick. And again, Rick and I are semi-retired. We got the time to bring on.
You just can't get away from these computers. Can't get away
Yeah,
from them.
but we might as well share what we know, like in this format, especially in this time when people are looking for exciting information and just doing something different other than watching TV and the people that are getting paid to do. You're not getting paid to watch them, and you probably get some takeaways, but you're gonna get more takeaways with these live. And yesterday when I was looking at the broadcast, there were a lot of broadcasts live on my Facebook page. I'm like, yeah. And what really inspired me to go, that I knew I had to do more than one day with my platform, is Roland Martin. He's live. He pops on. It's there's no set time and day.
Yeah.
He comes on 3 times a day, daily.
Right.
I love that.
Matter of fact, I like that because
I do too.
It's like spontaneous.
Spontaneous,
and when
yes.
He comes with the knowledge with like facts of like current facts that's happening right now, which is great.
Yeah, and I want to follow that kind of format. Even though I said Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I also created my T-Bird Live pop-ups. I talked about that on my Facebook page as well. So you'll be getting pop-ups from me and Rick on different subjects. Like if something's really big in the, in the news, we want to, give you our opinion about it. Maybe you care, maybe you don't about our opinion. But, I said yesterday when I was doing my other show that sometimes the reward is not being paid. The reward is that you feel it, you think it, you know it, and then you say it.
And you pass it on.
And you pass it on. And then the other person receives it.
it.
So that's our pop-up format, is that, and by the way, I don't like to bring bad news. Well, I'm not even going to bring bad news. Yeah, I'm not even going to say it. I know I was going to say something about that. I just hope it's not. It was in the news. I hope it's not true.
Hope it's not true. You know what we're talking about. Well, listen, it's time to more let's get off. We like rolling up to our stop now. We ready to get off this train, ain't we?
I don't know, Rick. Are you, what you feeling like? You feeling like, that manly part of you is, trying to stop, or you feel like that manly part of you is gonna keep right on top? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a man. I just want to know.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Listen, I'm getting ready to lay on some, circle of concern versus the circle
of success.
No.
Wow.
Control.
Circle of concern.
We need to learn how to control ourselves.
I'm gonna put that down. Circle of concern
versus circle of control.
Versus circle of Rick. That is so powerful.
You got that? You got that?
I got it. I'm writing it down as we speak. Circle of concern versus circle of control.
Okay, now I'm not just saying that. We can, we can elaborate on it if you want.
Yeah, give me some insight of where that came from.
Insight. Like right now, when you retired or semi-retired, you got a lot of time to do a lot of research, a lot of reading, and I found that with all this, with this COVID going on, you got to take care of yourself, because like if you already have ailments, you want to try to improve your ailments to make it better, because they say that this virus attacks the weakest, so you want to become strong. And when I say that, which goes into a circle of control, meaning that you have to more or less be in the mindset to grasp this. And I'm about ready to give it to you now. A large circle of concern and a small circle of control. That's the environment in which we live in. And like a lot of times we waste energy, valuable energy, reacting to things we can't control. We do that all the time. I'm still a victim of that too. And I'm gonna give you one of like the victim of like the circle of concern. We are concerned what about the economy,
Yes.
about the news, what here's one for you, what people think about it. Yeah, a lot of people constantly on that. Are those things that you can control? No. Like what about the what about the political views and like and others' opinion? What about the weather? You can't control that, but yet and still we waste time and energy thinking about that. It's good to know, but as far as thinking about it and worrying about it, what I mean, let's go with like where you live, where you work. That might be a little iffy there, but you can. Is that what something that you can control? What about what you read? That will go on the other side. Okay. And another thing too, like we all go into like the stores or used to go into stores, or what you buy. A lot of people buy on instinct. A lot of people buy for necessities. Right now, what are we buying for? When you pick up that, pick up that loaf of bread, is that like something that you need? Is that something that you need, or is that something that really want for your family? So let's change gears. Let's go on the other side of this. Um, how proactive are you? Are we a proactive people? Small people, small circle and a large circle of control. Let's go with that. What can we actually control? We can what? We can like focus on take that positive energy and focus on what we can control, which is where you live at, what skills you learn. That's what Trina was talking about as far as the like the mindset of like going from old to new, or as far as like this virtual platforms that we're all learning about now. Um, like leadership positions that you hold. You might be a principal, you might be a superintendent, whatever. But by the same token, you're still a human being, and you got to more or less take a hold of that too, and change that mindset. So that goes over on this side, the circle of control. Now let's go and let's take it a step further. Let's go into some real things. Do you and you might need a pen and a piece of paper, because like we're all on the same we're all on the same line about wellness. Okay, there's a 7 point wellness circle that I made too, which comes into play, and I'm going to give that to you about wellness. How about your physical wellness? Are you recognizing like the needs of physical activity with as far as your diet, sleep, nutrition? Are you really like addressing that, or you just on a run, or you just trying to ignore it? But those are the basics. I'm just like right now talking to you about the basics of things. What about your occupational, your job? Now that's sometimes that can be a stressful environment, right? You have to have that personal satisfaction of like your worth and your enrichment of what you're doing, to make sure that you're doing it like 110%. Because that's where the level you want to be. That's why you in that job or in that capacity. Okay. How about environment? A good health occupies what? A pleasant, stimulating environment. A lot of times you may not be there, and like that's one thing that supports like a well-being. But I can go on and on with this but I'm gonna give you one more, or like maybe two more. Like financial. Everybody's right now. There's a lot of people out there in this pandemic don't know where their next meal is coming from. So here we go. So you have to make sure that you have something in line to address that, because if you have a family, you have a lot of people who depend upon you. And like, I'm just giving this out in the raw, just like basic fundamentals. If you haven't even already like addressed it, you should. I want to go a little bit. We got like 5 more minutes. Let me go in this one like brief thing. I want to go like I told you to get your pen and pencil out. So here we go. Aspirations. What are your aspirations? What are they really like about? I'm gonna give you something like right now. A lot of people, and God bless you, if you in this time and era you're thinking about buying a house, that's a good thing. Is that something that you already are doing? Is it in the near future? What within a few years, or like the far future? Or you might already have a home. What about your car? Your car didn't start this morning? Maybe able to buy maybe think about buying a car. Is that might be part of your aspirations. Is that something do like your check off list? Is this something you're already doing, or is it in the near future? I can go on and on, but like mine, and then I get off this here because it's almost time for us to leave. Paying off debt. Paying off debt. That's everybody's pet peeve, because it's mine too. I want to pay off the debt, because we can just walk in the store and with this credit that they're slinging around, and you and they're slinging that credit card, you can add up debt overnight. Well, like, yeah, and we go on and on, but right now too, I'm going to swing it back to you, because I know you're like the host of the show, and I appreciate your time and allowing me to to share, with all your people, with all your good people.
Well, I want to officially say thank you, Rick Z, for your guest appearance.
Yeah, I didn't even know I was going to look like a bumblebee today, but I was outside. I was outside watering the garden again. Yeah, I'm glad you brought me on.
There you go. I gave you some recognition. Oh
man, yes.
So no, I appreciate it. I know we went past our time. I thought it was an opportunity to, discuss some things that were, concerning to me in terms of the teachers, administrators, and the school districts, opposed to the parents, and just our kids being able to take advantage of opportunities where they're missing some things about school. We can fill in those blanks with other things. And one of the if I were teaching, middle school or younger children, and I had to teach them at home, you do this virtual world. One of the things that I would have them do, and I know everybody doesn't have a backyard, or everybody doesn't, some people live in apartments or townhouses, but I'd have them doing some, I'd be coming up with creative ways to get them engaged with things that are in their surroundings. So I'd have them all come up with a list of, just to get an idea in my mind of their environment. 3 bedrooms in a house, a kitchen, and just kind of build some exercises. If we're teaching science, maybe put some cooking in there and have them go in, and at the end of the day, when they come back after a break or whatever, show what they made for lunch, or just get them engaged. Have them go out in the backyard and find a rock that looks totally different from all the other rocks, or catch a bug that was out there, and then whatever kids prize that they brought back to the class, let's talk about that. Let's make a lesson plan out of it. And so there's all kinds of ways you can incorporate what we're going through right now to make a kid's world more exciting and engaging, because they're sitting in front of a monitor looking at you, where they can't kind of feel your vibe as much as they would in person, or go from one setting to another in the classroom setting. There's ways to get around that. And just, I compel teachers to come up with these ideas that, you know, are creative. And, you know, like here, I've got like two staplers on my desk. Why do I need two staplers? But I do. And I can't even answer why. But I can ask my students, well, why would I have two staplers? And then my quick thinking would be, well, in case this one runs out, I got this other one in a quick, you know, response. I mean, you could just take those little small, mundane little things and talk to the students about it and make a lesson out of it. And, you know, kids are, you know, they're creative. Have them come up with an idea for a topic. Create a segment in the training hours for a spot called Spotlight, maybe. And spotlight something that's in your room that you want to tell everybody about.
Or you can start with your swats, the swats.
Yeah, that's a little, you know, a little advanced. But I mean, I got this extra bottle of water sitting there in case because I talk a lot, so I always leave a bottle of water
No, you don't talk
next to it. Yeah, I do. I do.
Right, somebody calling you.
And I put my bottle of water here so that I can, you know, wet my palate to keep me talking when I should be talking. But I mean, a kid can make a joke out of this. They can, okay, you know what? Let's look and see what the ingredients are in a bottle of water. How cool is that? Who takes the time to do that? What kids don't know about that? You know? And what does this spring water mean? You know, let's go over to the internet, everybody, and see what spring water. Where does it come from? You can just be so creative and stay on task. You can stay on subject. You can stay on your lesson plan, but have the kid be engaged with the things that are in their immediate environment where their desk now resides. They're no longer in the building with you. So you can't stop them from fidgeting because you probably don't see them fidgeting because their hands are down here. Now, if you were walking around the classroom, you'd see them doing the fidgeting, but you can't see them doing fidgeting in a virtual environment. So get them engaged. Use a bottle. You know, they may have a pen there. What's the name of your pen? Oh, that's made by Sharpie. Well, how did Sharpie become a company? Let's go do the research and find out. Oh, Sharpie started in 19 whatever. I can't tell you. My mind is just.
I see. Well, like right now is it's almost time to end.
You keep trying to get me off. See, you just a guest, and you didn't went from co-host to guest.
Yeah, I went from co-host to the producer.
I love that. I love that.
What?
I love that.
At any rate, listen.
Well, listen, I gave you.
I appreciate you. I'm gonna sign off now. I appreciate you. You know, giving me time. I hope you you know, learned a little tidbit about like my wellness segment, and like Trina's gonna tell you a little bit more about that pen she picked up.
No, I'm gonna leave. It is 10:58. We're coming up on the end of an hour, and I'm excited to have been able to share this hour with you. I hope I inspired some teachers and administrators with, you know, just my vision or my comments, and I compel you to call me. I will help you with anything that I've said on this show or any of my shows in the past, or my business ideas in terms of, you know, developing a school that is still in existence from 1990. It's hard to keep a private vocational school going and up and running and viable if you don't know what you're doing. So I got some knowledge. I'm willing to share it with those new teachers, administrators, support staff, whatever. Just give us a call, and I'm going to quickly give you that number, my email address, so that you can call me with any concerns that you have, and any, you know, help that you may need. I'm there for you, administrators and alike, because I hate when people say this, because, you know, well, going forward, I hate when people used to say it, and they would always say, we're in this together. And we definitely are. We definitely are in this together. And so I am willing to help in any way I can. You see the scroll, 609-484-9356. Email me at trinabird@tbirdcenter.com. And I always tell people, especially in New Jersey, I don't have to be out front. I can help you in the back. But as long as it gets delivered to the children and the people in need, it doesn't matter to me who gets the recognition. You can say you did it all. I don't care. Because as long as God knows that I was the one that helped out and gave up of myself, that's all I care about. You can go run with it and say it was all your idea. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. But just utilize my knowledge and experience that I'm willing to give to you.
Okay.
All right, let me play my closing.
All right, everyone.
And Rick, I don't know, you still a guest.
Okay, yeah.
Because you trying to get off the air. You must got something to do. I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
See you next week. Next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 o'clock a.m. Facebook Live.